Okay, today I'm going to talk about throwing a curve, in other words a dog leg, either right or left, with the forehand flick shot. And my favorite one for this right hand dog leg, this is number 6 at Bluemont, is the Valkyrie. And to get that right curve, I'm going to throw it with Hyzer. I'm going to throw it a little bit high because the basket is straight off this way. So, Valkyrie. Let's see what happens. Alright, that one was pretty good. Now next I have the Destroyer, which is another very, very popular disc. Everybody should have a Destroyer in their bag. I think everybody should have a Valkyrie in their bag too. They're great discs, especially if you throw it forehand flick. Now, this one's not broken in. That means it's not exactly as reliable to me as my old one was, but it's still definitely a great disc to curve right for this dog leg. I'm going to throw it with some Hyzer again, but maybe not as much as the last disc, the Valkyrie. Next we have the Beast. Now this is definitely a popular disc and very good to have. For the forehand flick, this one actually, even though most of those discs tend to go ahead and fade right at the end, this one actually can fade to the left and hold it pretty well, or at least turn to the left and then fade back. So this one is actually not an obvious choice for this right hand dog leg, but I'm going to see what I can do to get it to curve right. That was actually a very good throw. What it did is it got a little bit straight. It still turned right, but it got straight, and therefore I got some extra distance out of it. We're going to see how all these did in a second. But I've got a couple more discs. Another definitely standard common disc is the Wraith. Everybody that flicks should definitely have one of these. This one does everything. Throw it flat, it's going to go basically straight. It will tend to go ahead and glide off to the right at the end of the flight. But this is a great all-around disc, and it does exactly what you want it to do. Throw it like this, and it's going to curve right. That's what I want it to do now. Throw it flat, it'll go straight. Throw it Anhyzer, and it'll go left. Now when you're trying to curve a disc, any disc with forehand and probably backhand too, you really need to sell the disc. In other words, if you are a backhand player, and you just put the disc up like this, but you don't really flick your wrist too hard, it's going to straighten out and go left anyway. And same thing holds true for the flick players. If you flick, but you don't really sell it, it might start off this way, but it might go straight and then curve off in the opposite direction that you want it to. So it's very important to really flick hard and sell the throw. Okay, so the Wraith. Let's see how it does on this right dog leg. Alright, pretty good. We got one more. Okay, lastly here, for the dog legs, I'm going to throw my Banshee. This is actually a very straight disc. It's not very far throwing, but it does give you a very, very straight line, and this can be very good for you on many, many disc golf courses, especially crowded courses with trees like this one. So, it'll do exactly what you tell it to do. Throw it straight, flat, and it'll go straight. Throw it with Hyzer, and it'll go right. Throw it with Anhyzer, and it'll go to the left. We want Hyzer right now. Okay, that's all of them. Let's take a look and see how they did. Okay, so the furthest from the basket is actually the Valkyrie, but a very nice throw. That's definitely a makeable putt. It's probably about 45, maybe 50 feet away, but still makeable. Next, we have the Destroyer, probably about 5 feet closer than the Valkyrie. Next right here, we have the Banshee. That's probably about a 30-foot putt. And here, the Wraith, very close, about 20 feet. A very makeable birdie there for this one. But the closest today by far is the Beast here, with about a 10-foot putt actually past the basket. So this one really got the distance and the curve going in great combination. So the bottom line really is that it doesn't really matter which disc you're throwing as long as you know how to control it. Now, some of those are better at the dog leg and the Hyzer and the Anhyzer and the curves than other discs for the forehand, or even the backhand for that matter. But you've got to know your discs. You've got to come out to holes like this one and practice, practice, practice. You've got to go out to a football field or a soccer field or any field and throw your discs and really learn what they do, learn those characteristics. Remember, flat should be a flat result, Anhyzer, and curves this way, Hyzer, and it curves that way, just like we wanted for our dog leg today. Don't forget to check out my other forehand flick and other disc golf videos. Don't forget to check out my documentaries, short film on YouTube. I also do music, and I'm Drivin Ivan. I do car reviews too if you like cars. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.